subscribe, like, do what you want, really. And we are back, Mister Sho here with Halloween Havoc Unboxed, and what a treat it was. Let's get into it. Even before the show officially started, Friday night now shone on the kickoff show with two hardcore battle royals. Armed with baking sheets, trash cans and baseball bats, the men and women from Friday nights bashed and battered each other in their respective matches, but ultimately proved their most dangerous weapons are themselves. Tozawa, Bate, Gable, Ricochet, Steiner and Volta chopped and kicked lumps out of each other, with Austin Theory lying low. When it seemed that Steiner had eliminated Volta for the win, Theory sprung back into the ring and tossed Steiner over the top rope and to the floor for victory. To say this did not go down well with the crowd would be an understatement. The women were equally vicious, with an Aussie alliance forming between Dashwood, Storm and Ripley. Piper Niven stood strong, launching Dashwood into the front row, only to be double-teamed by Ripley and Storm and dumped out of the ring. In a split second, Storm took her chance and did the same to her ally Ripley in a move which will cause ripples or waves for weeks to come. Halloween Havoc proper started with Rollins and Van Dam in a chairs match. Van Dam showing he is every bit the whole damn show that he ever was. A Rolling Thunder steel chair sandwich threatened to take out both men. Rollins getting ahead then with his own split-legged moonsault, only to eat a steel-coated spinning heel kick from Van Dam. Rob took to the top rope to finish things with a 5-star frog splash, only to miss, and for Rollins to set up his own coast-to-coast flight, which was on point, double-footing steel into Van Dam's face. But Rollins didn't stop there. He drilled Van Dam with a curb stomp onto a chair for the 3, sending Seth into November's Survivor Series with all the momentum he could hope for. The Men's Universal Champion, whoever he may be, has been put on notice. FTR and the Dudleys brought the extreme to Halloween Havoc in a WWEFfigy Undisputed Tag Team title match for the ages. Showcasing the best in tag team wrestling, the universe almost forgot this was a tables match before 1,000 Strong joined Bubba Ray in the cry for Devon to get the tables. What followed was a thrilling game of cat and mouse as both teams attempted to put their opponents through tables whilst avoiding that fate for themselves. The Dudleys drew first blood with a top rope Bubba Bomb, sending Dash into splinters. Wilder showed extra caution as FTR battled back to shatter Machine Devon through a table to tie the match and seemingly take Devon out of action. Bubba Ray battled valiantly alone before FTR used the Dudleys' own 3D against them to end the contest in an explosion of wood and retain their titles. FTR and the Dudleys embraced to the appreciation of the crowd before surprising music hit and Edge and Christian joined them in the ring, signalling this was only the first chapter in what will be an epic tale. Speaking of historic moments, now Men's Champion Pete Dunne would have to make history of his own if he was to avoid and break Jinder Mahal's camel clutch and remain champion. Both men wasted no time in attempting to lock in camel clutches, the only way to win this match and the championship, leading to a technical mat-based encounter in the early stages. Frustrated by Dunne's prowess, Mahal lost his cool and used the submissions-only rule to his advantage by taking brass knuckles from his tights and socking Dunne in the mouth. Mahal then applied his camel clutch for a surefire victory, only to realise that Dunne was still conscious and untying Mahal's bootlaces. Mahal's sturdy base faltered, allowing Dunne to escape and hit a stunned Mahal with a low blow before Dunne stretched Mahal into submission with his own camel clutch for the win. Pete Dunne will face Austin Theory for the now Men's Championship at In Your House December.
They get scuffed. They get scraped. Bits fall off. Whatever you do, don't toy this at home.
At various points throughout the night, Roman Reigns stood with broadcast colleagues backstage, yet did not speak, much to the ire of the crowd. What has left the former Universal Champion speechless? And did he have a big announcement to make after all? WWeFfigy North American Champion Shinsuke Nakamura has made no secret of the fact that he deserves to head up the Hurt Business as its only champion, a challenge which current leader Lashley accepted on the night Lashley hoped to become Universal Champion. With Adam Cole injured, Miro Rusev earned the right to face Nakamura for the North American Championship in a kendo stick match. Like two swordsmen of old, Nakamura and Rusev exchanged blows, bruising, welting, and cutting their bodies. Even kendo sticks across the eyes in an exchange of modified crossfaces were not enough for either man to yield. Increasingly concerned with the outside, CJ Rusev looked to make her move before being swept aside by the Nigerian nightmare Omos, who flattened Miro Rusev before applying the Cody Crusher to his own man Nakamura. Omos left both men down in the ring, CJ Rusev reviving Miro, who press-kicked a delirious Nakamura on the chin for the 3 count and the championship. Miro Rusev held the North American Championship for just a few moments before throwing it to the ground and heading to the back. What is the meaning of this? As part of a double main event, Ronda Rousey defended her WWeFfigy Women's Universal Championship against former champion Asuka in a last woman standing match, where Rousey's armbar was also banned. The first woman to put her opponent down for a 10 count claims the gold. Rousey concentrated her early attacks on Asuka's mask, removing it and unnerving and enraging Asuka all at once. Hard-hitting strikes and burning stretchers followed as both women looked to incapacitate the other. Rousey instinctively went for her armbar on a couple of occasions and risked forfeiting the match, much to Asuka's delight. With referees' warnings against her, Rousey softened up Asuka's lower back and looked to finish the Empress with a sharpshooter. Bending Asuka in half, Rousey was on the verge of breaking the Empress until Nia Jax struck Rousey from behind, ending the hold. Jax was set to annihilate Rousey when MMA legend Shayna Baszler hit the ring and rear-choked Jax to her knees. Rousey cornered Asuka and unloaded with kicks and punches that left the Empress in a heap on the floor and unable to answer the referee's 10 count. Rousey retained and now looks forward to facing Ember Moon at November's Survivor Series, whilst also looking over her shoulder at Money in the Bank contract holder Becky Lynch, who could strike for a title match at any time, any place, anywhere. Bo Wyatt Rotunda walked his late brother's WWeFfigy Universal Championship down to the ring prior to the main event, only to be tastelessly cut down by former champion Roman Reigns. Reigns beat Bo into the ground and stood over him with the title held high, declaring, "That's my announcement." Reigns only got to savour the moment for a few seconds though, before The Rock's music hit. Yes, the great one, the People's Champion floored Reigns in a brawl that took most of the locker room to end. The Rock then helped Bo back to his feet so that Rotunda could present the Universal title to the referee. With visions of The Rock versus Roman Reigns dancing in our heads, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor and Lashley made their way to the ring to compete in the 3 stages of Havoc match to crown a new men's Universal Champion. Stage 1's submissions-only rule certainly played to Lashley's strengths, but a victim proved elusive. McIntyre chose to improvise and Claymore kicked Zayn's head off, locking the knocked-out Zayn in a figure-of-4 leglock for a very technical submission. Zayn was eliminated. Stage 2 stretcher wasn't used for Zayn and looked set to buckle under the weight of McIntyre or Lashley. Balor bided his time and hit a coup de grace on McIntyre, who was taking a breath on the steel steps outside the ring. Lashley then seized McIntyre, laid him on the stretcher and pushed him over the finish line. McIntyre was out. Stage 3's Falls Count Anywhere stipulation saw the match continue in the aisle and rage to the stage, technical area and into the crowd. Lashley's power and Balor's speed meant neither man gained any real advantage, much to the chagrin of both competitors. An exhausted Balor was knelt back in the aisleway when darkness fell and a parade of figures drifted towards the Demon King. The group, comprising Baron Corbin, Luchasaurus and the priestess Zelina, then made way for their master, Aleister Black, who removed Finn Balor's war paint and gestured that Finn meet Lashley in the ring. The lights came back up with Black and company gone, and Lashley hit a devastating Dominator to pick up the win and become the new WWEFfigy Men's Universal Champion. Lashley then seized both belts as a show of dominance over both brands. And that is all. New champions, new faces, and legends return. Join me, Mister Sho, next time on WWEFfigy. Until then, take care. Ta-ra now.